Hi, I'm Jeff Kelly Lowenstein, founder and executive director of the Center for Collaborative Investigative Journalism, or CCIJ. Welcome to our Lightning Talk.
At the end of 2016, I was attending the African Investigative Journalism Conference at Wits University. And I'd previously met Jeff, but didn't know him very well. And we got chatting at that conference, and we spoke about doing a transnational investigation. And we issued an invitation to people at the conference to join us in one of the lecture rooms, a tiny little lecture room. We were looking for a subject on which we could collaborate that crossed borders and that would be generic enough for everyone to be able to do it. And Jeff said, well, what about a lottery? What about the lottery? Everyone's got a lottery. And the lights went on. I still said to Jeff at the time, you do realize that what we are doing is going to become an investigative journalism organization. Are you ready for it? And he laughed at me.
We have two major projects that we've done so far. The first is an expose of the existence, architecture, and impact of the international lottery industry. We've published more than 150 stories in South Africa, Mali, Switzerland, Bolivia, and the United States. Those stories have been published in English and French and German, and they've had significant impact. They've preceded, in the United States, store closures, arrests, and state-level audits. And in South Africa, they've led to, among other things, the national presidential proclamation by President Cyril Ramaphosa, and then a subsequent raid of the National Lotteries Commission headquarters in Pretoria. And then we also are doing an ongoing look at access to clean water. And we've published stories in 11 different countries. We have at least 2 more coming, and that's also been a really meaningful project.
My name is Winston Male, and I'm a Malawi journalist as well as the host of Waterless Podcast. Waterless Podcast is an initiative of CCIJ. Essentially, the program, I speak to various journalists and creatives all over the world to find out, for example, how the idea to do their stories came about. Essentially, the idea is to share those experiences with other journalists all over the world so that maybe they learn 1 or 2 things. This is a unique program. It's unique in the sense that we want to go deep into the minds of those journalists and creatives to find out how really they think about those stories.
Hi, I'm Jillian Dudziak, and I serve as the design director for CCIJ. I think what makes CCIJ special is not just our desire to produce stories by, for, and about underrepresented people and communities, but it's also in the way the organization has this true sense of innovation to explore new ways to tell these stories with greater impact. Whether that's through experimental methods of distribution, like publishing stories within a virtual metaverse, or by exploring unique ways to meld the visual and data elements together. My background is in product design within the tech industry, so on a personal level, I'm excited to explore the idea of applying a design process framework within journalism and storytelling.
I'm Juliana Thornton. I'm CCIJ's development director, and I've been working on doing trainings together with our members on various fundraising do's and don'ts, just very practical guides on ways that you can make grant applications work for you as a journalist, and various ways that you can also make that work for your organization if you have one.
I'm Adia Vanessa Young. I am a member of the CCIJ community. I have been a beneficiary of opportunities that CCIJ has made available with grants, and funding opportunities for stories. One of such was from last year for the COVID-19 pandemic, where I got a grant for reports that I did on internally displaced people and how realistic it was for them to respect the COVID-19 guidelines, especially where water was concerned. It's been a big exposure for me being a member of this community, and the stories that I have done that have been affiliated with the community are things that that have pushed me forward.
In addition to the impact that we've had in the industry, we've won national and international and regional awards. As I mentioned, the impact we've had in the world. We've also had impact with the members of our community.
As a member of the CCIJ community, I have made myself available to assisting young journalists who have needed help and information about Nigeria and some parts of Africa that I'm familiar with.
We work with in-country journalists and we give them the resources to tell their own stories. It's important that the stories are told through the experiences and through local reporters, not filtered through a Western view by someone visiting from the United States or from Europe. What we have set out to do is to train a new generation of investigative journalists. So it was, over a few drinks as journalists do, we got together. From that has grown a movement and an organization.